This is the 2025 Nissan Armada. Did Nissan make the changes you were hoping for? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. Today I'm back at Orr Nissan in Shreveport, Louisiana, and we're going to go over the particulars on this redesigned model of the Armada. If you want to know more about this particular model, check out the link down in the description of the video to the Orr Nissan website. If you want to know about what else they have in inventory, that link will get you there as well. As we look here at the front end, there's definitely a lot of changes, but for those who liked the look of the previous generation of the Armada, you still have a familiar look, but a lot of changes intertwined as well. You're going to see the C shape here and here with our LED daytime running lights and our turn signal indicators. You also have LED headlights, and down here on the lower portion of the front end, I don't have them on right now, but you also have the LED fog lights. A lot going on where that's concerned, and we have all of our sensors, as you can see. A little bit of a combination of chrome. Again, if you look carefully, you can kind of see the C right here once again. And the idea behind this, as far as this area goes, is that it flows, you have a little bit of a break right here, and it flows right into the design of the grille with that chrome strip, the two chrome strips right there, and that meets in the middle to highlight the new Nissan logo. So a very nice look as far as that goes. You'll also see kind of a unique look with the lower portion of the front end. As far as your wheels go on this particular model, they're going to be 20 inches. We also have a spare tire located underneath the rear of the vehicle back there. And as far as your side view mirrors go, you've got your gloss black mirror caps, turn signal indicators built in. They're going to be heated. They're going to be power adjustable, and you have your blind spot monitoring built in. And there's one more thing about the side view mirrors to show you right here, which is going to be the fact that they're also power folding. A very popular feature that I know a lot of people want to know about with their vehicles. And speaking of that, we'll turn around and take advantage of the bright Louisiana sunshine so you can see the remote right here. And you'll find lock, unlock. Remote start is located here at the top. You can open and close your power tailgate back there, or lift gate as some call it. And if you panic, there is the button you need to hit. We're still going to have those nice tall windows that make it very easy to see out of the Armada. We're going to have a brushed aluminum strip down here on the bottom that works its way all the way up. I like how it angles right here at the rear window. You already saw the Armada logo right there. We started out with that. And you have your crossbars up top. Now this particular model does not have a sunroof, but obviously that is an available option. You'll also have your affixed in place assist steps right here. That's always helpful in getting in and out, although this isn't a vehicle that's super high off the ground, but it is nice to have that feature. And before we move on, I did want to cover one more thing with our door handles. Number one, if the remote battery dies, you have the lock right here. You can just stick the key that is inside of the remote in there to lock or unlock the interior. You also have the button right here to use to unlock and lock all four doors, either from the front doors or also from your rear doors right here. A very convenient feature, especially for you parents, whether you have big kids or small kids, or it's just your friends. You can let everybody in to the back seat first. That might be where you need to come. We'll finish things off here with our tail lights. That's going to be LED as well. I've got the turn signal indicator turned on right here. That looks pretty cool. So that's one of the many reasons why you should use your turn signals. Now you'll notice that you don't have an exposed rear window wiper, but it is located right up there inside of the rear roof spoiler. I think that not only does a good job of its intended purpose, which is to channel air over this rear window when the vehicle is in motion. That helps keep the rear window clean, but it also is a nice finisher back here. Now these models are equipped with a Class 4 trailer hitch, so if you need to do some towing, you can handle that. There's your Armada logo. We do have a gloss black finish back here, but I think that's in a good place where that's located. It shouldn't fingerprint up much like we often have in the interior. A little bit of chrome, and obviously our new Nissan logo right there, also the SL logo. One of the biggest changes we're going to find here is what's under the hood, and I'm very interested to receive your feedback as to what you think about it. it. As of 2025, the only available powertrain for the Armada is the twin-turbo 3.5-liter V6. You can see that prominently displayed on the engine cover right there. It makes 425 horsepower and 516 pounds-feet of torque. All of that's going to be mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission. How about the MPGs? Yes, it is a large SUV, but somebody is going to ask if I don't share this. We're looking at 16 city, 20 highway, 18 combined, and 5.6 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. And here's some information you don't normally hear about in these car review videos. You have a 23.6 gallon gas tank with this Armada, and on a full tank of gas, you can drive about 400 miles. Earlier in the video, I mentioned that these models come with a Class 4 hitch receiver for your trailer hitch. You can tow up to 8,500 pounds. Not a bad number for a full-size SUV. And underneath the rear of the vehicle, as I mentioned earlier, there's your spare tire. And then we're going to have a little bit of space underneath the floor right here. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Sometimes that's a little hard to do. And there we go. Now we can show you the space that's underneath the floor. And there's actually quite a bit going on back here. Number one, we have our 120-volt power outlet. There are some tie-downs located right here. And if you're cross-shopping any of the GM full-size SUVs, there's one big difference here. With those SUVs, you still have the controls right here to lower your rear seats and the middle seats, but the difference is found right here in that you're going to notice I just push those buttons one time. I don't have to hold them down to lower the seats or to bring them back up. That's always nice. We can also lower our middle row seats. Let's see if we can get that one to lower for us. There we go. That maximizes your cargo capacity. When you maximize your cargo capacity, you're looking at a range of 20.4 cubic feet up to 97.1 cubic feet. Earlier I told you that you only have to push these buttons one time to get these seats to come up. Well, notice that's what I did. My hand is not holding any button down or anything like that. They may not be the fastest things to come up, but not a big deal. You don't have to hold that button down. That saves you a little bit of time. When it comes to the door panels for your middle seat passengers, plenty of room here with the armrest. That's always a good thing, and a lot of space within the door bin. And I set things up here so you can see that you can maximize rear leg seat space for your rear seat passengers by moving these seats up. They do move back and forth, but you can see how far that can move forward. To gain access to the third row, just reach up here. There's a release on the top of the seat, and you can push the seat up and out of the way. A pretty large area to get in. By the way, for those of you who have asked me in the past about showing you that you can get into the third row from the passenger side, because apparently everybody normally does that on the driver's side, there you go. Your request has been fulfilled. Let's see what your third row passengers are going to find. And here's the leg space that I have with the seat all the way back. On both sides, you'll find a USB port right there, cup holders, and right here we can control the positioning of the seat back so you can actually recline the seats quite a bit. In fact, let me show you real fast how much of a difference there is between the two seat backs. And over here on the driver's side, we're going to find the same controls and switches, but the difference is that I have the seat all the way forward to show you what things look like with maximized leg space. And also, how about head space? Well, you can see my hand fits above my head like that. Now, having the seats reclined will cure that problem. So that's a nice thing. Let me move back over here and we'll show you how much of a difference there is. Plus, it's a little bit more comfortable this way, so a little bit more headspace. Maybe not a lot, but there is a little bit more. There's also going to be the center console right there for middle row passengers, a little bit of space for whatever they want to put there, and a couple of cup holders. And very easy to get out of the rear seat area, whether the middle row passengers let third row passengers out, or they can just do it themselves and push the seat right up and out of the way. Before I hop out of the third row, I did want to show you the air conditioning vent location in the roof area. That is always nice. There's even an oh crap handle back here in the rear for when the driver drops the hammer on 425 horsepower. But I always like to have those roof mounted air conditioning vents. It just seems more convenient. It's going to get to the air is going to get to the passengers a lot quicker. And plenty of room here in the second row seats. You have the captain's chairs here that do have the armrests built in. Those can be adjusted for height, but honestly, I'd rather see a longer armrest that maybe raises vertically like this. That would be a good thing. Maybe a little bit harder to come up with that design. I don't know, but that's what I would like to see. And you can see the design of the seat, the pattern on the seat. We're going to have rear seat pockets on the back of both seats. And once again, we're going to also have our roof-mounted air conditioning vents, the oh crap handles, and good for Nissan for having grab handles at every door. That's very useful. And the command center here on the rear of the center console, where we find everything for fan speed, the direction of airflow, temperature, all of that's going to be here. And down below, we're going to find the 12-volt power outlet, as well as a couple of USB options. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there is no sunroof here, but that is an available option. When it comes to the driver's side door panel, let's see what all the driver is going to find. Plenty of room again with the armrest, a very large door bin that actually comes back into this area right here. We'll have the controls for the windows. You can lock and unlock all of the windows. And we'll also have the button right there that we can hit to fold the mirrors if you want to do that. And then our power mirror adjustments. Also seat memory right here. Now we're going to have the power seats for the driver and the passenger. The driver's seat does raise up and down. That's the difference between the two. The passenger seat doesn't raise up and down like this, but they do have lumbar support over there on that side. You can see the button right here, the control right here for the power adjustable steering wheel. It's tilt and telescopically adjustable. You have everything here for opening and closing the tailgate. And we'll go ahead and hop on inside because I wanted to let you see and hear what happens on the screens when I push the button to start the engine. And how about the sticker price? Tell me what you think about this price. $67,105. In my personal opinion, because of some of the prices I've seen on some vehicles these days, I think that is a reasonable price. Now, over on the passenger side, at this price point, I do wish that the passenger seat had seat memory settings. Seems like if you have that on one seat, you should have it on both. But that's not the case here. So let's take a look at what else we have as far as our different settings go. And if you're wondering about what this button is right here, well, that's what I just pushed, just to show you what's there so you know what's going on. That's steering assist. You can turn it on or you can turn it off. Obviously, that is what that's going to be for. And you have a very nice look with your digital instrument or driver's display here. It definitely does a nice job. There's a lot of great features and functionality here as far as that goes. We can go in and make a lot of changes. How about our driver assistance? Well, let's see what all we have. Intelligent cruise, lane centering assist. You have lane assist, blind spot assist, emergency assist, traffic sign assist. We also have parking assist, your driver monitor timer alert, and then your low temp alert, as well as your chassis control. A lot of people I know wanting to know about those things, so I try to make sure to show those things. Quite a few things you can go through right here as far as different information and settings go. And all I'm doing is using the scroll wheel right here. When I want to select something, I just push on that, and there we go. We can always arrow back out of that, and we can arrow our way across right here, just to show you some of what's here as far as the features and the functionality go. You obviously have built-in navigation. If you want that to be on the driver's display, you can have that there. So it's very nice to see the different features and the functionality. Very responsive, by the way. There's no lag. I like that. That's always a good thing. We're going to have our steering wheel mounted controls here. You already saw what's over here. Obviously, you have your back button and your arrows and all of that good stuff. You can manage volume on the radio, stations, and over here we have everything for cruise control, all that good stuff. We're going to have shifter paddles mounted on the steering wheel. to gear up and gear down through the 9-speed automatic transmission, and the controls for your exterior lighting. You can leave that on auto if you want to, no big deal. It's a shame you can't put the blinkers on auto, but that doesn't exist, at least not in this vehicle. Over here, we have the controls for your front and rear window wipers. And a quick look at the upper console area, you do have a sunglass holder, something that you don't have in any of the GM 2025 version of the GM full-size SUVs. I should say there is a large area right up here, but it's not intended for being used as a sunglass holder, although it could be. And we can work our way across here and see what we have on the screen. Let's try not to do that. There we go. You can see some of your features and functionality. I'm not going to go through everything, but I just want to give you some of the highlights here, and we'll go through some of our other features. If you want to see what all is here, we can go and take a look at a few things here. With Google Assistant, obviously you have that. There's the Play Store if you want to add any apps as far as that goes. And then we'll work our way back across here. There's a lot going on here, but don't let that scare you off if this technology is new to you, because that doesn't mean that it's complicated. You also have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. You can wirelessly connect your phone. That's very easy to deal with, and that is a good thing. How about our camera views? There are several. Always nice to see that. We can go through and take a look at a few of those views, depending on what you want to see, and you can zoom in or zoom out if you want to. There are cameras all over the place. I really like the views here. A large SUV like this can be intimidating to drive if you're not used to it, but having those cameras makes it very easy to see all around you, especially your overhead view right there. And we'll have the air conditioning vents right here, as well as the volume control. You can turn the radio on and off right there, and everything to manage our air conditioning. In fact, it is a little bit on the warm side. I really want to turn that down and turn off. Well, it is off right now, but we can turn on our heated seats if we want to. That's a little bit warm right now to have that on, but in a few days it won't be, that's for sure, when the high is in the 20s here in Northwest Louisiana. Yes, it's actually going to happen. And right here, our drive mode selector. So if you're wondering about your driving mode, speaking of cold weather, there you go. That might be something we need in the near future here. Snow mode, you have standard, eco, and sport. And as is typical with Nissan, you even have the dial right there that's down here, so you know what you're using, I guess, when it's on the screen right there. You don't forget what you have your hand on. Kind of an interesting thing. But something that I definitely want your feedback on right here. What do you think about this shifter design? I know that some people like a column shifter. They like a shifter maybe down here built into the center console, but this is what we have. Tell me what your thoughts are on that. And if you want to turn the auto stop start on or off, there's where you do that. Here is your wireless charging pad. Your phone just inserts right into this area, and then you have a couple of USB ports. We'll also have our cup holders and some silver trim right here. I like that. The Armada logo, instead of having gloss black or a piano black finish, I think that works a lot better, because I can touch that all I want to and it's not going to fingerprint up. And a very large lid for the center console that doubles as an armrest. That definitely does a good job. By the way, you can seal all of that away if you want to. Just kind of give it that nice clean look. And within the center console, there is a lot of space. The tray right there is obviously removable, and a little bit of a light down there. Hopefully that shows up well on the camera to help out after dark. And I showed you and let you listen to what happens when you turn the Armada on. What happens when you turn it off? Hopefully you could hear and see what happens on the screens. All right, here we go on the test drive. We may have to give this driver in front of us a little bit of a honk, because they're waiting for the light to turn a different shade of green maybe, but I tried to give them a friendly honk, so you can't say anything about that. Okay, what is it like to drive now that we're moving? Well, it seems to be pretty comfortable in my personal opinion. Hard to say, because I haven't been on a multitude of road surfaces, but we'll see what we can learn from this particular road surface. But the seats themselves, I'm comfortable with that. The bolstering seems to be just right in my personal opinion. I like that. It's not too much, it's not too little. I feel nice and snug. feel like I could take a nice long road trip and take advantage of that long distance we can drive with what the gas tank is capable of giving us on a full tank of gas as far as the overall mileage goes. And one thing that's interesting about these large SUVs that you don't have that you used to is it doesn't really feel like you're driving a bus. It doesn't feel huge. You don't get a massive amount of body roll. A little bit, but not too much. For me, at least. Now, someone else might say it's excessive. Someone else might say it's better than you made it sound like it was. It just depends on who you are and what you're used to. Now, let's do this right here. We're going to take a quick turn here and see if we have a good turning radius. Actually, that is pretty impressive. The video I made before this was in a GMC Canyon, and the turning radius is better on this larger Nissan Armada than it was on the Canyon. Pretty impressive. And I can tell that there is more than enough power to accelerate and get down the road. 425 horsepower and 516 pounds-feet of torque is definitely not shy on the numbers. So I don't think you're going to have any trouble getting up to speed when you need to. I'm not going to push it too hard just because we don't want to upset anybody who might be coming in to buy this Armada. You might watch my video and say, you pushed it too hard, I'm not going to buy it now. I didn't push it hard at all. In fact, that's one good thing about it. I barely eased into the gas pedal and got up to speed, no problem, about 50 miles an hour, a little bit over, without any trouble whatsoever. Easy to see out of, that goes without saying. You're also going to find ease of access as far as all of your different controls go from the driver's seat. That's always a good thing. But keep in mind, you have Google Assistant to help you out with a lot of things, including setting up your maps and navigation and all that good stuff. So there's a lot of really nice driving aids here, as I showed you earlier in the video, to help out to make the driving experience even easier, a little bit more peace of mind maybe. But no shortage of room, that's for sure. Whether you're 5 feet tall or in excess of 6 feet tall, you can adjust the steering wheel and the seat position for everything to be just right for you, and you won't have any trouble whatsoever. The brake pedal and the gas pedal, very easy to manage based on what I've experienced so far. That overall, I must say, I think Nissan has done a really good job here with the Armada. You'll have to tell me what you think down in the comments section. And there it is, the 2025 Nissan Armada. This is the SL trim level, so like I said earlier in the video, there are other trim levels that we can look at as they come in to the dealership and show you some of the additional features that are available. But tell me what you think. Did Nissan make the changes you were hoping for to the Armada for the 2025 model year? Tell me what your thoughts are. I do want to say a special thanks to my friends here at Or Nissan for loaning me this Armada for the day so I could tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That's very helpful to me. Please share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I'll see you there.